Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Coxie1979 and this is going to be part 9 of our Unity 5 first person tutorial series for Unity 5. I apologize, it's been a couple of weeks since I last posted a tutorial, but some people need to understand that I actually run my own business and I have a family, and I'm also studying games programming at TAFE. I'm doing a diploma in games programming, so please just be patient. I will be posting videos for this tutorial as tutorial series as often as I possibly can. But yeah, I am sorry it's taken so long, and I will try to put them up as often as I can. Hopefully at least once a week. Okay, enough of that. Today we are going to be putting a crosshair on our minigun, and we're also going to be adding some sound for our minigun. So to do this, we are going to go into our FPS controller, click on that arrow to open it up. You might be like this. Make sure you open up your first person character, and then under minigun you should have the spinning object which we made and animated in our last tutorial. Excuse me. So what we're going to do is, once you've clicked on the spinning, your Minigun Script should be over here, and just double click on the Minigun Script. Should open up in Mono Develop, and then under our if statement for get mouse button, left mouse button down, just type in get component dot whatever these pointy brackets are called. Inside them type audio source instead of animation like we did last time. Make sure you put open and close parentheses after that, and then dot play, open and close parentheses, and then finish off with a semicolon. Just copy that, and then underneath the else if statement for the get button up, just paste that line of code and change play to stop with a capital S, and then save that. So basically same as when we want to play animation. When we push the left mouse button down, we want it to play the minigun animation that we made, and we also want it to play the minigun sound which we're going to add to it. And then when we take our finger off the left mouse button, we want it to stop playing the animation and stop playing the sound for the minigun. Okay, so go back into Unity, and now what we need to do is we need to go over to our spinning object that we made again. Go add component and just type in like AU, and it should bring up audio source down here. So click on audio source, open that up. This bit's very important, so make sure you watch the whole video and pay attention, because otherwise if you don't do what I'm about to do now, it won't work properly. So click off play on awake and make sure you click on loop. And if you don't click on loop, what will happen is once it plays the audio clip, just say you're holding the button down shooting, it will play the audio clip once and then it will stop playing sound. So you could be holding the button down and it will just stop playing the sound for the gun shooting. So if you have it on loop, obviously it'll just keep looping the audio clip over and over again as long as you hold the button down. Okay, so now we need to actually bring in our audio clip. Like always, I just went online. I'll just quickly show you how I got an audio clip. So I just went to Google and just typed in free minigun sound, just like that, which just come up. So I just typed it in before, and you'll see the sound Bible here. They have lots of cool and there you go, that's our minigun shooting clip. I just downloaded that. Remember, like I've told in other tutorials before, that I've made, just be careful using free sound effects and models and things like that, because they might have some kind of copyright or something on them. So do not use them for any games that you are intending to make money off. Just use them for personal use, unless you know for sure that you're allowed to use that particular sound clip or model or texture or whatever. Okay, So I've done a few changes to my audio clip. Not really a few changes. All I did was I just downloaded Audacity, which is a free. It's just like a free sound software or audio software program that you can get offline. I basically just put the minigun sound effect in there, and I just cut the end off it, which was basically the minigun winding down after it's already shot. So I've just cut that out because I didn't want it to wind down while you're holding the button still and then start up again. So yeah, you can do whatever you want with it. Also, it winds up at the start, so you might want to cut that off, but I haven't cut that off yet. I might do something later on where it knows, like when we first hold the button down, to play the winding up clip, and then when we take our button, like our finger off the mouse button, it plays the winding down clip for the minigun. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so I'm just going to import that minigun sound effect into Unity, click on the spinning, and then drag the minigun sound effect into our audio source up there, and now we'll test it out. So as you can see, if I hold the left mouse button down, it'll play it. And if I let go, it stops. As you probably heard then, it did, when it finished playing the audio clip and went to loop it again, it played the winding, like the startup winding sound for the minigun again. That's probably not the best, so you might want to cut that off as well as the winding down part of the clip. But it's up to you. This is just for demonstration. Yeah, this is just for demonstration purposes, so yeah, we might fix it up later, but for now we'll just leave it like that. And let's go and do our Crosshair script. Okay, so get back into Unity. We can close this up. Put the minigun sound effect into our sound effects folder, and then you can probably close up the audio source. We won't be changing that again. Just right click down here, go to create JavaScript, and we'll just call it Crosshair. Open that up in MonoDevelop. You can just delete this stuff that's already there, and we'll start off with a variable which will be var crosshair, and it's a texture 2D. It needs to be 2D texture because basically it's just a 2D crosshair. Underneath that, we're going to do a function on GUI. Make sure GUI is all capital letters. Open and close parentheses, and then underneath that, open and close curly brackets. And in between them, we're going to do a couple of variables. We're going to do var w for width, and that is going to equal crosshair dot width divided by 2. So the forward slash excuse me, the forward slash is actually the divided by symbol. So var w equals crosshair dot width divided by 2, and then underneath that we'll do var h for height equals crosshair dot height divided by 2, and finish off with a semicolon. And then underneath that excuse me, type in position, not image position, just position equals rect. So this is basically where we want the crosshair to appear on the screen, exactly the same as when we did the GUI for the open door script. So rect, then screen dot width minus w, which is the variable we've we've described just above that, and then close off your parentheses and divided by 2, comma, and screen dot height minus h divided by 2, comma, w, comma, h, and then close off the parentheses and semicolon. Okay, so underneath this we're going to do an if statement. This is just so if you want to put a scope on a gun and use this Crosshair script later on, or you want to look down the iron sights. Obviously we don't want the crosshair to appear on the screen once we're doing that. So it's basically if we're going to push the right mouse button down, it's going to make the crosshair disappear. So just type in if exclamation mark input dot get button. Make sure you put this bit in quotation marks, fire 2, and then underneath that do your open and close curly brackets, GUI dot draw texture position, oops, spelled that wrong, and again position, and then crosshair. Make sure you use a capital C for the crosshair because that's what we've used for the variables. Close parentheses, semicolon, and then save that, and we should be good to go. So go back into Unity, go back to the first person controller and find the spinning again. We'll just put the crosshair script on that, and now as you can see it's asking us for the 2D texture. Excuse me. I've already got a 2D texture I just got offline like I do with everything else. You can make your own. Just make sure you make the background of your crosshair invisible, otherwise it'll look pretty funny when you put it in this slot here. So I'm just going to import mine now. So once you've got your crosshair, make sure you go on the spinning again and just drag that crosshair into that slot there. Make sure you drag this script into our scripts folder just to tidy it up. And we'll just put the crosshair in the textures. And now just start the game and we'll have a look and see what happens. Okay, so as you can see we have a crosshair now. If I put that on the enemy, I'll line it up on him, and if I push the shoot button, bang. Okay, so now we can actually see where we're shooting. And we have a minigun that spins and shoots and has sound. Okay guys, I hope you learned something and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave us a comment below if you have any problems. Like the video, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Okay guys, cheers.